Have you ever wondered why some individuals seem to attract success as if by a magnet? What if I told you that the world's most successful millionaires adhere to recurring patterns, almost clandestine habits? Tony Robbins, a preeminent authority in personal development, has illuminated the pathways trodden daily by the affluent. And the best part, you can replicate each and every one of them. Keen to discover how? A most cordial welcome to you. Here, you will encounter insights capable of transforming your mindset, actions, and achievements. This is your arena for evolution, for expanding consciousness, and for purposeful action. Go ahead and leave your comment now with the phrase, "I am part of this transformation," to signal your commitment to this learning journey. Tony Robbins is fond of stating, "Success leaves clues." This implies that no one achieves extraordinary results by mere chance. Behind every wealthy and successful person lies a constellation of habits, choices, and mental attitudes that have been cultivated and reiterated over time. The good news? These patterns are learnable and applicable by anyone willing to embrace change. Before we delve into the habits themselves, we must grasp a fundamental truth. Success does not originate in the wallet, it originates in the mind. Individuals with a millionaire mindset perceive opportunities where others see obstacles. They do not merely react to the world, they forge their own path. And this is not innate talent, but rather diligent practice. Tony Robbins has spent decades scrutinizing the most prominent figures in global success, from entrepreneurs like Steve Jobs and Richard Branson to elite athletes and world leaders. He has identified distinct patterns in their routines, thought processes, and daily decisions. These are habits so consistent that when implemented correctly, they almost inevitably generate extraordinary outcomes. And why does this matter to you? Because perhaps unbeknownst to you, you already possess habits that are shaping your life. The crucial difference is that more often than not, these habits have been inherited, emulated, or simply developed on autopilot, and they may in fact be distancing you from your aspirations. The proposition here is straightforward: to bring to light the behaviors that the wealthy and successful cultivate daily so that you may model, adapt, and apply them to your own reality. And we are not speaking of magical formulas or hollow motivational platitudes here. We are discussing behavioral science, neuroscience, and practical strategies that you can implement into action starting today. Did you know, for instance, that 88% of financially prosperous individuals read daily? Or that the majority wake between 5 and 6 a.m. to dedicate themselves to personal development before their day begins? These minor habits, when repeated over months or years, cultivate a potent compound effect that transforms lives. But this is merely the preamble. Next, we will delve into the foundational pillars of a millionaire mindset and unveil the most impactful habits according to Tony Robbins, complete with practical applications you can implement immediately. Tony Robbins frequently asserts, "Your mornings set the tone for your entire day." Successful people do not awaken late, complaining or scrolling through social media. They rouse with a clear purpose. The inaugural hour of the day is sacrosanct, devoted to fortifying the body, mind, and focus. What Tony designates as the hour of power encompasses 3 essential components: physical movement, guided meditation, and goal visualization. This daily ritual primes the brain for disciplined, clear, and intentional action. An important detail: this does not demand hours of your day. Simply commence with 10 to 15 minutes and cultivate it into a consistent habit. Another fundamental aspect is mental mastery. According to Tony, 80% of success is psychology, with a mere 20% being strategy. In essence, your mindset is more significant than your knowledge. Wealthy and successful individuals assume 100% accountability for their outcomes. They do not position themselves as victims of circumstance, but rather as protagonists of their own narratives. When confronted with obstacles, they do not query, "Why is this happening to me?" but rather, "How can I grow from this?" This simple shift in perspective is a powerful key to transitioning from a passive observer to taking control of one's own life. Another common habit among successful people is continuous learning. Tony Robbins often states, if you're not growing, you're dying. Stagnation is the antithesis of evolution. Millionaires understand this intrinsically and therefore perpetually invest in knowledge. They read books, take courses, seek mentors, and participate in events and training. They nourish their brains with high-value information that keeps them current, motivated, and creative. Furthermore, they do not leave their objectives undefined. They possess clear, well-defined goals with purpose and an actionable plan. Tony teaches the RPM method: results, purpose, and maps. First, you define what you desire. Then you comprehend the rationale behind that desire. And finally, you meticulously construct the pathway to attain it. Does it sound straightforward? It is. Yet, few undertake this process. What's more, they visualize their objectives as if they have already been realized. They close their eyes and immerse themselves in the emotion of accomplishment. This conditions the brain to perceive it as reality, thereby augmenting the likelihood of acting congruently with that vision. Another crucial element is one's social circle. Tony Robbins consistently asserts, environment is stronger than willpower. Affluent individuals are discerning about their associations. They surround themselves with individuals who challenge them to grow, who think expansively, and who possess a positive mindset. They actively eschew toxic environments, negative discourse, and cycles of complaint. They are cognizant that they embody the average of the 5 individuals with whom they spend the most time, and they leverage this understanding as a deliberate strategy. All these habits are readily accessible. However, they necessitate resolve. Perhaps the most significant failing of those who do not achieve prosperity is their reliance on feeling motivated to commence. The key lies in taking action even in the absence of motivation, until the new habit becomes an intrinsic part of your identity. And if you find yourself questioning your genuine capacity for change, the answer is disarmingly simple: yes. You merely need to desire it sufficiently to take that inaugural step. One of the most potent concepts Tony Robbins imparts pertains to beliefs. He posits that what impedes our attainment of success is not a deficiency in capability, but rather the narratives we fabricate for ourselves. These are commonly referred to as limiting beliefs. Those tacit thoughts that whisper, "I am not good enough. Money is arduous to earn. Wealthy people are unscrupulous." These notions, often inherited from childhood or the milieu in which we matured, subtly shape our decisions and undermine our progress. The encouraging news is that these beliefs are amenable to replacement. Millionaires, entrepreneurs, and accomplished individuals cultivate empowering beliefs, such as, "I possess the capacity to learn anything. I am accountable for my outcomes. I am deserving of abundant living." Transformation commences when you identify the narratives that have been constraining you and resolve to rewrite them based on the life you aspire to lead, rather than perpetuating the experiences of your past. Another fundamental tenet espoused by Tony Robbins is the power of decision. He declares, "It is in moments of decision that your destiny is forged." This implies that every metamorphosis originates with a choice, and successful individuals do not languish in indecision or fear. They make decisions based on clarity, vision, and action. Even if they stumble, they adjust their course. What they don't do is remain stagnant. Many await a grand paradigm shift, a magical inspiration. But Tony has a simple yet transformative theory called the 2mm rule. It posits that significant changes don't necessitate radical actions, but rather minor adjustments, altering how you communicate, waking up a tad earlier, swapping 15 minutes of social media for reading. These 2mm differences, when repeated daily, lead to entirely divergent destinations over time. Another aspect seldom discussed but immensely powerful is physiology. Tony is renowned for his intense energy and unyielding posture. This is no mere coincidence. He teaches that the body directly influences mental states. The way you move, breathe, and express yourself alters how you think and feel. If you aspire to enter a state of peak performance, recalibrate your physicality first. Stand up, breathe deeply, move with intentional presence. This activates neurotransmitters linked to confidence, motivation, and clarity. And to cap it off, a simple yet profoundly transformative habit: gratitude. Tony advocates that it is impossible to experience fear, anger, or anxiety while simultaneously harboring genuine gratitude. Gratitude redirects focus, extricating you from a scarcity mindset and immersing you in a state of abundance. Affluent and fulfilled individuals cultivate this habit daily. They express thanks not solely for achievements, but for lessons learned, challenges encountered, and the myriad possibilities life presents. By now, you've grasped that success is not miraculous. It is an edifice, a confluence of conscious choices, understated habit, and a mindset that serves you. It all commences internally, with external results manifesting thereafter. Now that you have traversed this path of awareness, you recognize that success is not the purview of a select few, but a reflection of habits, decisions, and mindset. Tony Robbins has demonstrated through decades of study and experience that altering one's life trajectory is achievable through small, consistently executed actions. You've observed that wealthy and successful individuals adhere to well-defined morning rituals, cultivate a positive mindset, embrace continuous learning, make swift and deliberate decisions, surround themselves with inspiring individuals, reprogram limiting beliefs, and deeply value gratitude. And most importantly, they act with intention. They don't live on autopilot. This is the vast difference between those who build results and those who merely dream of them. Because dreaming without acting is condemning yourself to frustration, but acting, even with small steps, is building a bridge between who you are today and who you can become. And perhaps now you're wondering where to begin. The answer is simple. Start by nourishing your mind with the best there is. Tony Robbins left a true roadmap to success in his books. And if you want to delve deeper into everything you've learned here and take even more solid steps, I strongly recommend you explore his complete collection of 4 books. These are works that have transformed the lives of millions worldwide and can transform yours as well. Notes from a Friend, Awaken the Giant Within, Unlimited Power, and Money, Master the Game. These books are genuine manuals for personal transformation, wealth mindset, and practical strategies to create a life with purpose. The link to secure your collection is available in the description of this video and also in the first pinned comment. Click now and take this step that could open a new chapter in your story. And if this content resonated with you, leave your comment with the phrase, "I made it to the end, I am persistent, I will win." This way, I'll know you're part of a select group of people who don't just watch, they apply, evolve, and build their own path. Like it, share it with someone who needs to hear this. And if you're not yet part of our community, subscribe now. Your journey is just beginning, and it can be extraordinary. Never forget, the giant within you just needs to be awakened, and the decision to do so is yours. You are ready. You have already begun.